As you saw from the title, you need to be a supermodel. Do you? Well, maybe you think that you need to be a supermodel, but how important are looks for a man when he's looking for a wife, not just someone who he wants to date and sleep with? Obviously, looks are important, and a combination of beautiful soul, beautiful face, and beautiful character is the ideal. But I don't want you to think that looks will compensate a bad character. It's never a choice for a man who wants a wife. I would rather have someone who can protect my honor and my integrity than someone who I cannot trust if I go somewhere for work or if I travel somewhere. Statistics show that women are not so satisfied with their looks. There is a great percentage of young women who spend more than 12 hours in the gym weekly. As humans, we take something that is good, and in an effort of getting greater results, we try to manipulate it and mold it and stretch it, but we screw it all up in the process. So I want you to think about looks as just a complementary thing. And the ideal is not always what is portrayed on social media, because still, if you take the health to the extreme and the diet to the extreme and the exercise to the extreme, you become more muscular and you look more like a man than a woman. Be moderate, be decent with everything you do. Everything that you take to the extreme is extremely bad. Whether it's health, exercise, diet, minimalism, politics, religion, you name it. We spoke last week about marriage. And if you think about marriage, a marriage is an important point in your life. And it's important because it is what will make your family tree continue. Imagine if your grandmother decided to not have a family and to not have a kid. You wouldn't be here. The same goes to me. If my grandmother decided that, you know what, I'm not sure if marriage is for me, I'm not sure if I want to go into this, I wouldn't be here. You can identify what's making you think that you don't want to get into this. Maybe you grow up in a family where the marriage of your mother wasn't the best and you don't know what a healthy marriage looks like. You secretly even think that I think I will be better off not getting married. Or maybe you think that, you know what, I think I don't have what makes a good wife, a woman with the perfect traits that a man would choose. Your traits, what you have, can be molded, can be made in a way that will be attractive to a man. Your looks, you need to work on it. I'm not saying sit on the couch and eat pizza and watch TV. No, you can exercise. You can do some home exercises. You can do yoga. You can do a lot of things to improve your looks. Make the best out of what you have. But don't think that these Instagram models are the idea. If you go to Eastern Europe, you'd see that among 3 women, you would find 2 of them are beautiful. But do they have once you start to speak with them, do they have the qualities of a wife? They don't. You need to make sure that you have the other qualities that will compensate the looks for sure. Because if you don't have the looks and you don't have the character, you don't have the other things that will compensate, then for sure you won't be a good choice. But if you can work on other aspects of yourself, there is always a room for improvement. And I think that identifying what's shaping your thoughts about marriage and about commitment, about having kids, about creating a family is important. You cannot tackle a problem if you don't know what the problem is. Identify why you're thinking the way you're thinking. You find yourself already having one foot out of the marriage because you already saw your mother. Maybe when you got married, she was already on her 3rd marriage and maybe she was already about to end it with divorce. So the best way how you can go about it is to identify what is making you behave the way you do. Are there patterns that you can link and you can connect with your past experiences? And once you identify them, now you can communicate with your husband, you can communicate with your partner. And usually, you know, marriage is not the same as dating. It's not 2 people dating, it's 1 person. There is a merge there. You become 1 person. The ego shouldn't be involved. And I say the same here to my brother. When we do things and when we have projects together, I tell him, I have shortcomings. You can complement these shortcomings. And I have strengths in certain areas and I will complement your weak areas. We are 2 people, but we become just 1 object taking the same direction. We are 1 person. In the same way it is in the marriage. There shouldn't be ego involved and you need to learn how to communicate. Maybe you haven't witnessed how communication can heal the relationship, can heal the marriage. You haven't seen it. And so you can learn about this. You can be open with your husband. You can tell him that me and you, we are one person. And I will tell you what's making me unhappy, what are my inner thoughts, what are my inner struggles, why I don't have a peace of mind. If you witnessed your mother cheating on your father, maybe you think that all marriages are the same way, and now anything that your husband does, you're suspicious about him. You think that he has an affair when he doesn't pick up the phone. No, it shouldn't be that way. You should just identify why you think the way you think and communicate them with your husband. I think that if you communicate certain things to your husband about your inner struggles, he will try to take you and protect you and calm you and reassure you. And if you want to get support in your marriage and in your relationship, don't get it from someone, from your mother, which is on her third marriage and it's about to end. Get support from someone who you know will be able to support you positively and not negatively. Past experiences will affect how you perceive things, but they should not have the last say of how your own things will go and how your own things will affect. And the way you perceive marriage should change if you want to have a healthy marriage. Because this is what you will care about when you get older, and you can ask any old person. They will tell you that all what they care is about their kids. At a certain age, at a certain point of your life, all what you'll care about is your family and your kids. It's never about the money, it's never about your friends, and it's never about the traveling and these things that you enjoy doing now. Two weeks ago, I was stopped by the police, and the bad cop, usually there is a good cop and a bad cop, and the bad cop was a woman. She came and she spoke with me. She checked my driver license and the car's registration, and she made her checks. And after she finished, she said, "Well, you were using your phone, didn't you?" And I know she was filming me. She had a camera just to see if I will admit. And once I said, "Yeah, I was putting my phone in charge," and I saw how she was happy about it when I said that. Told her I was into driving. There was a traffic jam and I couldn't move, and so I put my phone on charge. So she said, "Yeah, okay." I said, "Okay, I respect your work, no problem. You want to write me a ticket?" She said, "Yeah, you respect my work, but you should respect the law." I was okay, write me the ticket. Now I'll leave. And once I left, I was like, how can this muscular woman? She had a man beside her. He didn't say a word during this entire interaction. She was the one behind the wheel. So I was wondering, how can she be a source of peace and calm in the house if she's speaking like a man, having a manly job? How can she be? So for you, the looks are important, but they are not the most important thing. You can work on your character, on your personality, on your psychological struggles. Because if you are unhappy, your man will not be happy, and this marriage will not last. You need to solve your inner struggles. You need to make your dilemmas, but involve your husband in your personal dilemmas so that you can work them out, both of you. You need determination. Happy marriage should have determination. There should be intentionality there. You can't just go with the flow and having already in the back of your mind the thought that, okay, this will end up. Obviously, yeah, it will end up sometime. And so from the first argument, you already know that it will end up. No. If I perform a task knowing that I will fail at it, I'll probably fail at it. And the same goes with marriage. If you go into marriage knowing that it will end up loveless, abusive, toxic, then it will probably end up that way. If you go with positive mindset, you go with open communication. Communication is key here. And involving your husband, not allowing your ego stand in the middle between you and your husband. I think you can have happy marriage. Your past do affect you, but it should not have the last say. I hope you get value from this. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the future.